Designing a web page after scripting is not necessary. Even with the basics, we can create a web page.
Are you ready?
Hello everyone, I am Varshita Sai, trained as a web designer in Success Software Academy. As a part of my training, I've learned my basics, and with the guidance of my ma'am, we created a web page. Only with the basics, we can create a web page. So let me start the project.
So let me tell you the output first. Here, this page is divided into two parts. One is for menu and one is for information. In the menu, there is an applications, courses, timetable, feedback, concerns, and details. So let us go for applications first. Here I am using Microsoft Edge. If you want, you can use Google, Chrome, browser, or any others. So let us fill the form here. The name, your date of birth, I would like to join for Java, so I've selected Java, the email address, phone number, address, language name. I know only Telugu and English, so I selected that. For the reference, I got from social media platforms. So let us submit this form first. Yeah, the form is submitted here. So let us go for menu again. So here is the menu. If we click this, we go back to the menu like this. Now let us see the courses here. Yeah, the courses are in very detail here. So this explains why should you learn this course. Also, there are C language, C++, Java, Python, Oracle, web technologies, and technologies too. So here you can get a clarity to which course you have to do. So let us go back to the menu. So let us go for timetable. Yeah, there is a logo here. Which is moving. It is in every page too. So the timetable is in perfect for institute. So this deals with the timings and the dates also. So now let's go for menu again. Let's go to feedback. Yeah, there is again another form for feedback. So let us fill this. I completed C++. Notes is very good. Practice session is also good. Information during lectures. Session timings. Satisfaction. Yeah, any other? The response. Response is very good. Very well. Next. So let us submit this too. Wait, let us reset again. So I did some mistake here. See? The form is again from the beginning. So let us fill again. I completed C++. Yeah, which is very good. Practice session is also good. Information is very good. Session time is regular. Yeah. to the response. Very good. So let us submit this. See, the form is also submitted. Let us go for concerns. In the concern, you can complain and you can suggest. So if you want to complain, just click on the complaint and text the complaint here. If you want to suggest, click on the suggestions and text the suggestion here and submit. Now let us go for details. For more details, you can contact through friender, supervisor, handler, manager, and admin too. You can go through information by contacting call or messages too. Let us see the programs. In that, let us go for applications first. So I kept the title as application forms. As we come for body, I used the help of Marquee to move the logo from the right to left. If we want, we can use left to right or top to bottom or bottom to top. By using Marquee help, this would be easy. And if we can see that there is a menu on the right top. If we click that, we go back to the menu, right? So that this is the code. And in the form, we use the first name, last name, father's name, and date of birth too. In that, here BR is for next line. In that, we use font color, font size, and background colors or background text or background image also. We can check here itself only. As we come for gender, we use the input type as a radio, which are in the circles for the male and female. And if we come for courses, I use the select forms. So you can select whether you want to join for C or C++, Java, JavaScript, for that, web technologies, net technologies, Python. As for personal information, we use email address, phone number, address, right? As for language known. See, there we used a radio type, right? If we want, we can use checkboxes too there. So I used checkboxes here, which were in a square here. If we want, we can use radio also here. So let us look at reference. So here also I used to select, right? So we can select the reference where we got from social media platforms, family, friends, or others, and the select option is closed. For the submit key or reset key, we use this in the body close and the HTML close. Let's go for courses. So I use the title as a course details there. So in the background, we can see that there is a logo. So for that, I used this. So in the top right, there is a menu, right? If we click that, we go back to the menu. So I use this for that. So the code details are in purple, right? So I use the font color purple and I use the heading alignment 1 for that. As we can see, there is a next heading C, right? I use the heading alignment 2. So the color is also purple, and I started the paragraph here, and this is for a space. How much? See, one is for one space. If we how many spaces you want, you can keep that many of it. And as come to the paragraphs, I kept the color as a violet, and the size is 5. And this is all a paragraph. By using BR, we use next lines here. And as we come for C++, I use the color also purple and heading to alignment. And this is for space in the paragraph. And this is all about C++. And as we come for Java, the Java color is also in purple. And by using heading alignment 2. And I start the paragraph again. And started giving the spaces and continued. I gave the font color as a violet and the font size as a 5. So all this must come in a violet, and font size is a 5. Next, let us go for Python. So the Python font color is also in purple with the heading alignment too. And paragraph alignments are also we used here. We used to bold the headings also. And let us go for web technologies. Web technologies are also colored in purple and aligned in a left side by using heading 2 alignment and spaces, and also next line by using all this alignment. Same like that only we used for net technologies. Now let us go for timetable. Here I used the title as a table in the body, so the table is in the center. So I used a center alignment. If we want, we can use a left alignment or a right alignment. So I used Manicure to move the logo from right to left. If we want, we can use to move from top to bottom or bottom to top or left to right also. And as for the menu, which is placed on the right top, is used to. If we click that menu, we go back to the menu, right? So for that, we used to write this. As we come for table, so table border is 6. If we want, so the table border, it means the thickness of the table border is thick. If we want, we can keep 7 or 8. It come more thicker. So if we go to color of the table, that is lavender. And cell padding. Cell padding is nothing but there are cells in a table, right? So that is cell padding. So if we want, we can increase also. Like it will increase the size on button. Like the cells are like, for example, there is a Monday in one cell and Tuesday in one cell, Wednesday in one cell, right? So like that we use for cell padding. So this is cell spacing. So the cell spacing is used for. So there is a Monday, for example, there is a Monday and Tuesday, right? So the space between them is called cell spacing. If we want, we can increase like 7. So this is 7, right? So we can increase like 7, 8, 9 like that. So that is in center aligned. As we come to the rows, so this is all for the rows. So this in rows there are cells, right? So this data will be filled in the cells. So days in one cell, this time in one cell, this time in one cell, this time in one cell, like that. So how many you want, you can set that cells and you can fill the data in that, in the row. So as for the second row, Monday, C, C++, Java, Lunch, Oracle, Network, Net Technologies, Web Technologies, like that. For Tuesday also like that only. It will fill one by one in the cells and not up. So like that, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Saturday is off, right? So you can, if you want, you can fill that all that. If you don't want to, then there won't be appeared a cells also. As you've seen that in the Saturday, there is only 3 cells there, and other 4 cells were not there. So table close, center close, body close, and HTML close. Let us go to feedback form. So I used the title as feedback. So again, I used Manicure to remove the image. So and menu is for to go back the menu. In the forms, I used the first name, and this is for next line. I used font color, font size, and background colors and background images. So for which course have you completed? I used the text area. And for the notes, I used the checkbox for very good satisfaction tools like that. And for practice sessions also I used checkbox. So and also I used the font colors too for this notes, practice sessions, session timings like that. So and for information during lectures also I used a checkbox type, and like for very good satisfaction for like that. And for session timings like regular or irregular, so I used checkbox. And for do you satisfied with our lectures? I used a radio type for yes or no, right? If we want, we can use checkbox too. There also, if we want, we can use checkbox or radio. It would be nice by using checkbox, I guess. And for this, any other, I use the text area, so you can text how much you want. So I text for the rows, I put 2 rows, and for columns, 50. So this is the closing area of text area. And submit key and reset key we use for this. Title and numbers. Now let us go for concerns. I used the title as concern. For the body, I used the image which is moving from the right to left by using the mannequin. So in the top right, there is the menu. If we click that, we go back to the menu. So this form is placed in a center, and the concerns is colored in purple, and the font size of the concerns is 5. And for complaints and suggestions is black. And their input type is radio, which comes in a circles. As for new, I used a text area so that you can text a suggestion or a complaint. So this is to submit, and this is for reset. And center close, body close, and HTML. Now let us see about detail. So I titled it as a details. So I kept a background as a logo, and this is for the menu. And I used the heading alignment 1 for the contact details, and the color is purple. And for more information, contact us through. I use the font color as violet and font size as 7. And printer, supervisor, handler, manager, admin, I use the font color as a purple. And for the number, I use the font color as violet. And body close, HTML close. Now let us see about content. I titled as content. I use the body color, background color as plum, and it is centered. I used heading alignment 1 for the menu. So font color is purple, and here href is for hyperlink reference, and this is the hyperlink reference of application, and this is for courses. This is timetable, feedback, concerns, and details, and body close and HTML close. Now let us see information. See, this is for information. I used the title as info, and the body background is the logo, and the font color is pale. I used the font size is 10. So the text is select any option to start the process. Body close and HTML close. Now let us go for frames. So I titled as frames. So here frame set columns is equals to 30% and 70%. This is about the first page, which is divided into 2 parts, right? One is for menu and one is for information. So for this we use this. So here frame SRC means frame source. So 30% is menu, right? For that we used contents. So 30% contents and 70% is information. And we were closing the frame sets and HTML.
So this is my project. I hope you like it, and even with the basics we can create a web page, and we can, if we learn CSS, we can do more designs by using CSS. Thank you. I hope you like it. Encourage me with likes, shares, comments, and subscribing. Thank you.